Hey everyone, you're listening to Party Time, My Golf Story with Kevin Walsh, and whatever special guest he has today, you can check me out on episode 9 of the podcast. Today I'm wearing Grayson clothes while I'm out practicing because I believe in look good, play good, and follow me on Instagram, Sophia Warren Golf, and hope you enjoy the rest of the show.
It's Party Time, My Golf Story, brought to you by Party Drinks. Classically designed golf drinks for golfers by golfers. And the golf real estate pros Gene Walsh and Vince Vizzacaro. For your Southwest Florida real estate needs, check them out at suncoastdreams.com. Now here's your host, Kevin Walsh.
Hey everyone, welcome to the program. We have two guests today. This is, I think, the first time that we've done that in the history of Party Time, My Golf Story. We have Marisol González and Elena Mogollon-Volk. They are filmmakers for a documentary that's coming out on the life of Chichi Rodriguez, Remembering Big, the Juan Chichi Rodriguez story. And once I heard about this, I'm like, oh, I got to get these ladies on because I love Chichi. I'm sure you love Chichi Rodriguez. Great player, great man, philanthropist. And I have a story that I don't think I've told on the podcast before. And these ladies who have documented his life, they have stories about meeting Chichi for the first time. And I almost liken it to meeting Arnold Palmer for the first time. If you've met him, you will remember it because there was something about the man. He just had such a personality and a charisma, and he made you feel like you were somebody special. All right, so we're going to talk to the ladies in just a moment. Big thanks to our title sponsor, Party Drinks. If you're looking for a drink alternative on the golf course, try a Party. And if you don't have Party at your golf course, get in touch with the beverage staff and say, hey, you got to get a hold of Paradise Craft Distributors, which is the sole distributor of Party across the state of Florida. If your dream is to live in a golf resort community like Lakewood National Golf Club, where this podcast originates from, nobody better than the golf real estate pros, Vince Vizzacaro, Gene Walsh, and Samantha Walsh. It's a great time to buy, folks. The weather's starting to turn cooler. The market's starting to pick up a little bit. But if you want to live at a place like Lakewood National Golf Club, then get in contact with Vince, Gene, or Samantha. And if all that golf has you tuckered, tired, and you need a cold water plunge, a hot tub, or red light therapy, or a massage, check out BioLit Spa in downtown Sarasota. They got you covered for that. All right, let me bring the ladies on board here. I am so happy to see you. Hello, Elena, and hello, Marisol. Marisol, let me start with you. Take me back to the first time you met Chichi Rodriguez and what the impact was on your life.
The first time I met Chichi Rodriguez, it was at his house, the first interview that we had with him. We did talk to him before on the phone, but when I met him and his presence, he was so humble, so funny, welcoming, warm. That's the time that I was like, impressed, and I was like, I am in front of a great human being, not just a golfer, not just a great Latino inspirational person, somebody who has been helping different generations, but just the man. He was very emotional that day when we talked to him, and I got this connection with him. I'm not a golf fan. I have to be honest. I like golf, but I don't have the knowledge. Alina is the one who is an expert in this. But I think Chichi goes beyond golf. He is somebody who inspires anybody who has a big dream, anybody who wants to become something in an area. It doesn't have to be sport. It could be anything in the music area and literature. So I was very impressed by him because he was very humble, very nice, very welcoming, and funny. He has so many stories. I was impressed.
Yes. So many stories. I mean, I've heard a million, and they're all true. Sometimes when you hear stories about like sports figures, there's a certain element of BS there, but I'm pretty sure all the Chichi ones are true, including how poor he was growing up and how humble he was. Elena, what about you? First time you met him, what impression did he have on you, and where was it?
So similarly, Marisol and I, and first of all, I just want to say thank you for having us and for discussing the doc with us. But I met Chi Chi at the same time as Marisol. We went to his house, and what was a lot of fun was he had his brother, one of his brothers there, and his brother, at the time he was like over 90, but he was like, he felt younger and fresher than there's
energy. He has an energy
so
about
much
him.
Energy.
Yeah.
And they were just so much fun. Like it felt like I was at a family reunion, like that kind of same as like my dad with like, my uncles. It just kind of felt like very homey, very like they were, they had like so much fun just ribbing each other and talking about what it was like being young, but there was a lot of love there. So it was just like a good time. It was like just being around friends.
You could feel the love between family members, and I'm sure you felt it coming back to you because they put you at ease. And that's what, not a lot of people have that ability, but I think Chi Chi did. So aside from meeting him for the first time, what was it about his life? And in the documentary, do you go all the way back when he was very little, before he started caddying, the story with malnutrition and rickets? I mean, he really came from nothing at all, did he?
Yeah, and that was what was nice about also having his brother there, because you could tell that there's some moments, Chi Chi doesn't like to talk about him. He doesn't want to self-aggrandize too much. So his brother was also the one to be like, no, he was so good because he practiced all the time. It didn't matter if he had like no shoes, nothing. Like he took whatever he had and he was out there practicing. Like it's not just luck. It's a lot of hard work that went into him being the player that he became. But they did talk about how, they grew up very poor. There was, but also the generosity, like no matter what their situation was, they knew that there was somebody worse off. And that was like the lessons that they had learned from their parents, that no matter what, we might have it bad, but somebody else has it worse.
Marisol, did Chi Chi see golf as a way out for a lot of poor kids? Like use the example of a lot of Latin boxers. I mean, that's their way out. Did he see that right away, or did he just see golf as something fun to do, a little side hustle with the caddy to make a little bit of money for his family, or did he really see a bigger picture early on, or did that come later?
I think my opinion, after we spent time with him, he did say that he had he was a true visionary. When he explained when he was like playing with his brother Julio, who is in the film, they were playing and he saw the golf course and he saw it. He just he was so curious about it, and then he saw there was an opportunity that he can make some extra money, and he was making better money than carrying water to the workers at the sugar plantation. So he saw an opportunity right there. And then he saw an opportunity that he could be in a golf tournament. And he went and talked to some of, sponsoring some people in the thing, saying, can you sponsor me too? Robert Kennedy, I think, right, Alina? That was I don't want to say the wrong name, but one of the Kennedys. He was like, can you sponsor me?
Oh, Lawrence Rockefeller. Lawrence Rockefeller.
Oh,
yes.
Whoa! Well, wait a minute! I didn't know this.
He had that vision, and I really think he was ahead of his times. If you think about Chi Chi, if you think about everything that he was doing during the time, and doing the after a game, after something, he had fun with it. He understood that he was there to entertain people. He said that to us. I am an athlete, but people come here and they pay because they want to be entertained.
Well, I'll tell you,
he was ahead of his time.
Yeah. It would be helpful to today's generation of PGA Tour players to have his charisma and realize the entertainment factor instead of just the competitive one. But if he wasn't a good competitor, nobody would have paid attention to the entertainment thing. So he was like the total package. I was wondering, I was going to share a story with you ladies, and then you tell me, does this sound like the Chi-Chi that you thought you learned about and the Chi-Chi that you knew? I met him 40 years ago. He was a guest speaker at a junior golf tournament. It was the U.S. Junior in Columbus, Ohio, at Jack Nicklaus's place, Muirfield Village. And there was a mandatory dinner we had to go to, and there was a guest speaker. And we didn't know who the speaker was. And there was a man off on the side. And he had, at first I didn't know who it was, but I'm like, man, that's a well-dressed man. It was the nicest suit I had ever seen. It looked like it was painted on him. So nice. And then, we're kind of looking at him, and somebody goes, is that Chi-Chi? I'm like, I think it is. We had no idea he was going to be our speaker. And, but he was out of uniform because we're used to seeing him in golf clothes with the hat and all that stuff. So maybe it was explainable why we didn't recognize him. He gave the nicest speech. And if you can go back in time to like the late 80s, President Reagan was still in office as president, and the first lady had this Just Say No to Drugs campaign. So Chi-Chi started talking about drugs and alcohol and the trouble it could lead to. And he said, your problems are not so bad that you need to use drugs or alcohol or hurt yourself. And he basically said, if you're having problems and you think they're so bad and you can't handle them, he said, give me a call. He said, Gary Nicholas, Jack's son, has my number. You talk to Gary. He has my number. And you give me a call and we'll work it out. Does that sound like the Chi-Chi that you ladies knew?
100%. I mean, I don't remember the exact thing that was happening, but I remember as we were sitting and we were miking him up, he was talking to one of the, someone that worked with him, and he was asking questions about something that was in the news and asking if, I think it was, if the people that had suffered like a mass shooting, like, is somebody taking care of them? Do they need anything? Like, his mind was always about who can he help? And even just the way he talked about children and giving back, it sounds like exactly the kind of thing that he would have actually taken that call. If anybody had called him, he would have been more than happy to help anybody out with their problems.
How did he do with so he came from nothing, he came from poverty, and then he did very well. Did he protect his money well? Was he able to continue to be as generous as he was in his playing days, Marisol? And I think you're muted, so only you can unmute your mic there.
Yes. Yes. He was always, as Alina said, trying to help people. Yes. We believe that he was okay money-wise, but he was always giving out, always thinking about how can I help here and there. In the movie, there's a part that he explained how his foundation started and why he decided to have a foundation. And still now the foundation is there. And it was interesting because when in the first, the premiere of our documentary in Boston, we were trying to get people, in the golf area, golf association. And one of the people that we got in contact, he's like, oh my God, when I'm so excited about this, this screening, because when I met Chi-Chi, he was the reason that we have this scholarship. And he mentioned, like, I met him, he was so given. And we still have this scholarship because of him. That was Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi was generous until the last day. He always was thinking about, how can I help this person? How can I do this? Are the kids okay? And that's the first thing that he said. He said, like, anything for the children, as long as you don't take advantage of them.
He wasn't just generous with his money. He was generous with his time and his talent. And Jack Nicklaus told this story about his son, Jack II, who was chasing it, was trying to be a professional golfer like his dad. But just like Charlie Woods is going through something, son of one of the greatest golfers of all time, Tiger Woods, it's not easy being the son of somebody who's famous. And Jack II was struggling with his short game. He was talking to Chi-Chi about it, and Chi-Chi made him an offer. He said, well, I could give him a lesson for like a half hour. He's like, but I'll do something better. Why don't you send him to Puerto Rico for 2 weeks? He spent 2 weeks with me and we'll work on a short game. That to me was like, what? You just said Suey, could you imagine like Tiger Woods doing that for somebody to help somebody out? Have you ladies heard that story? Is that in the documentary?
It's not in the documentary, but I think he said something about it. I mean, I don't know.
Kyle said something about it, and so Kyle Rogue, she was a pro golfer, and she said that she had started off learning under Chichi's brother Jesus, who is a well-known instructor and golf pro also in Puerto Rico, and that he had introduced her to Chichi, and she says how is an he's an accessible golfer, that he doesn't charge arms and the legs. If he has the time, he will do it for free because he feels that's important to pass on, like all the people that helped him, all the Lawrence Rockefellers of the world that gave him a chance. He feels like he needs to kind of pay that forward, and he never paused to help somebody that he thought he could benefit.
I wonder if you ladies could tell me about his family. Oh, by the way, this is Marisol González and Alina Mogollon Volk. They are the filmmakers of a new documentary, which is coming out soon and coming to festivals near you, Remembering Big, the Juan Chichi Rodriguez story. Tell me about the brothers and the rest of his family and just relationships that Chichi had in his life that maybe we don't know about, away from the showmanship and the PGA Tour.
Well, in the documentary, there is a story which I think a lot of people didn't really know, where his brother Julio, older than Chichi. There is a older picture, that we have in the film. Julio talks about, like when he won his first tournament, he paid for a house for his mom. Chichi had a very close relationship with his family. His family was everything. So that's what we saw. That we saw how they, as Alina said at the beginning of this conversation, they had this like playful love and friendship relationship. So that's what we saw, and that's what we know, that they had a very close relationship. When we talked to Jesus too, we did talk to Jesus, and we tried to get him into the documentary. It didn't happen. His other brother, everything was like love, good relationship. That's what we saw. I don't know if Alina has anything else to say.
Yeah, there were 6 of them, plus a couple of cousins that lived in basically a one-room house. But again, the main thing that they, like Julio says a number of times in the film, it's like there was a lot of love. Like, we were poor, but we were happy, and they just found new ways to do things, to have fun together. It made them inventive. The way that the things that they used to play, they all kind of, and they're all very successful. They all kind of helped each other. As one got success, they kind of made sure to bring the others along with them, but they were all very close. But yeah, it feels like they appreciated where they came from and all the struggles that they went through, because it made them stronger in the end.
The showmanship that he had, like when he would make birdie putts and he would do the bullfighting thing, with the putter and the, spirit and everything. And he used to do something else. He used to take his hat off and like cover the hole, right? Do you get into that?
Oh yeah. So, the way he started doing the hat, he said when he was a kid, because he was playing, for 5 cents, and when he sunk the ball, there was a toad in the hole, and when the toad hopped out, he lost his 5 cents because the ball never made it to the bottom of the hole. So he started putting the hat down to kind of make sure if there's a toad in it, his ball doesn't come back out. So that became his signature style. But even like it seems like he was kind of colorful. Before he was a golfer, he was a baseball player. And when he was playing baseball, he was the same way. He was, like checking the air and, doing fun things on the field. Like, that's just his personality, is to be a showman.
What was it like walking down the street for him, Marisol? Were people coming out of stores? I've never been to Puerto Rico. I should go and try out my Spanish. It's pretty good. We could have done some of this interview in Spanish. But what was the walk down the street like for Chi-Chi? Would he start a parade by just simply walking down the street?
Well, we experienced that during the time that he came to New York to receive the Medal of Honor from the Ellis Island, and we were walking in the city of New York. I was very impressed. I'm not gonna lie, because I was like, wow, people are like doormen, people on the street. Oh my God, that's Chichi Rodriguez. Oh my God, and he was always happy to take a picture, making fun of funny stories, and like doing the sword toreador. So it was a very unique experience for me. And he was talking about his wife. At the time, his wife already passed, and he was talking about how lucky he was. Such a grateful soul. He was so grateful to life, to everything. Like, he was like, I was so lucky. And he knew that he had something. He was great player, but he was also very aware of the opportunity that he had, like the opportunity of being an American, the opportunity of meeting people like the Rockefellers, the opportunity of all of that. He knew he could tap to that and say, okay, how can I do this? So he was very aware of that. So it was great to see him with the people, and their reaction. There were people like crying when they met him, like, oh my God.
One more Chi-Chi story I'll tell you. There's a member of my club here in Lakewood National Golf Club who's from New York. He's married to a Puerto Rican woman, so he goes to Puerto Rico to visit his sueños a couple times a year. And he was going to El Dorado Country Club, and he was bringing some of his New York buddies down. And he said, oh, maybe we'll meet Chi-Chi. He's like, I know Chi-Chi. And his buddy's like, nah, you don't know Chi-Chi. Sure enough, they walk in the bar. There's Chi-Chi holding court. He sees him. He's like, bah, come here. You got your friends. I mean, Chi-Chi could do that. And it didn't matter the place. And he was pretty good in a bar with the stories, wasn't he?
Oh, when we were on a ferry, and we were like, what happened to Chi-Chi? And we turn around. He was holding court. He had found a place. He had all these people around him. He was just telling stories. And it was just like, all right, we're just going to hang back, and we're just going to let Chi-Chi do his thing while we're on this ferry. But it was like he got like a whole new generation of fans in like the 20-minute ferry ride. He was like the most popular guy on this boat.
Well, it's sales. Everything's sales, isn't it? If you don't know you're in sales, you don't know what you're doing. You make films, you sell, golf beverages like I do. It's got to be but you're selling yourself more than anything. And behind it all was such a good heart. Tell me what's next. Give me an idea of what's involved in trying to get a documentary to the next level, so to speak.
Well, now we're in the middle of the festivals. The festivals circus, like going to different festivals, and we're going to Naples, Florida, at the end of October, from the 24th to the 26th. 3 screening there. We're really excited about that. And then from there, we're coming to New York. In New York, we're going to be in Queens. One of the most diverse community. So we are hoping to have a big crowd, and then we're going to the city, New York City, Manhattan, and we're going to keep pushing. And hopefully, we are hoping to be soon available in one streaming platform or some place that people can watch this.
Is Netflix like the ultimate goal? Is that what we're looking for?
I don't know. What do you think, Alina? What do you want?
I think, any service that, honestly, any of them. I think they're all have their pluses and minuses. Wherever sports fans can find us would be great.
Yeah. Well, listen, I enjoyed the conversation with you. I wish you nothing but the best. And I can't wait to see it on any platform. I'm all in on that. And I will tell everybody I know. I mean, I'll sell it for you. Nothing for me. I just want it to succeed because I know anybody that will watch it will love it. And you gave us like a beautiful taste of what's ahead for a beautiful man. I miss him so dearly, and I know I'm not alone in saying that. So let's keep in touch and let me know when we're going big. But in the meantime, just crush it on the festival scene. All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having us.
All right, you got it. Marisol González and Alina Mogollon-Volk have been our guests here. They are the filmmakers for Remembering Big, the Juan Chichi Rodriguez story. Keep an eye on things. And scrolling across the bottom of the screen has been that Naples location that Marisol talked about for them. Big thanks to our title sponsor, Party Drinks. If you're looking for a drink alternative on the golf course and you're tired of beer and hard seltzers, then try a Party. You'll be glad you did. If you're looking for golf real estate, especially in the greater Sarasota area, the real estate pros of Gene Walsh, Vince Vizzacaro, and Samantha Walsh, suncoastdreams.com got you covered. And if all that golf has got you tired out, or if you go see the film at one of the film festivals or afterwards and you need to unwind a little bit, BioLit Spa in downtown Sarasota, great place to go. For Alina and Marisol, I'm Kevin Walsh. We'll see you again next time on Party Time, My Golf Story.
You've been listening to It's Party Time, My Golf Story, brought to you by Party Drinks. Classically designed golf drinks for golfers by golfers, and the golf real estate pros Gene Walsh and Vince Vizzacaro. For your Southwest Florida real estate needs, check them out at suncoastdreams.com or call 941-220-4000.